We are recording. We are on track. So how's everybody doing here? Everyone is all right? Here, I'll see if there's any questions. I'll stop. Yeah. All right. Thanks, Juliet. That's great. Valeska, you're doing okay. Raf, Nicole, Jesse, Avneet. Okay. I hope you guys are going all right. I'll pull up the assignment there and we'll have a quick little look at it there just to make sure, because looking at the assignment, it looks quite daunting, but it's not too bad. Okay, so let's have a look here. And so you'll see here, looking at this, it's this first assignment, it's all about vocab. Just getting you up to snuff of where you're going to need to be. And I hope you guys there, I'm pretty sure, I think, maybe I'm not, am I sharing it? That's what I want. There we go. So, now you guys should be able to see it. And anyone there at home who didn't make it there today, it's perfectly okay. If you can't make it, I get it. People are working 2 and 3 jobs and pulling their hair out, trying to survive. So if you didn't make it there today to today's class, it's all right. That's why we record these things. So your assignment 1, okay, so this is due in about a month. Okay, so you got lots of time. Okay, and you're looking at this going, all of these words here: bradycardia, septicemia, hemorrhage, leukemia, anemia, hyperthyroidism, goiter, diabetes. A lot of these words here, I guarantee it, you already know 75% of them. Okay? And the other ones there, the other 25%, you know what I mean? They're all good to go. Things like necrosis, gangrene, cutaneous, ipsilateral. These are all medical words, and that's what anatomy physiology is all about, right? You're basically learning a new language. So these are the words here, and don't just go look at it and go, break it off. Maybe, print off a page and take a highlighter and, highlight the ones there that you know, and then go and dig for them, because here are all of the definitions, okay? And there are 128 words, okay, that I want you guys to match. That's all it is, just a matching exercise. Nothing too crazy, okay? And then the answer sheet is here. Now, what I'm looking for, 1 to 128, what I'm looking for here, you'll see the numbers that are here. So number 1, in the number 1 space below on the answer sheet there, that will be about the branch of science that describes the structure of a body, especially as revealed in a dissection. I wonder what word means structure of the body, right? Not function, structure. So that one there, whatever word that will be, it's not coming to me right now. I need some more coffee. And that word will go there. You'll see there that there are multi-word words. That even made any sense. You see, like diabetes mellitus, cirrhosis of the liver. You see the inflammatory bowel disease. Any of these there that have more than one word, like fungal infection, you will only write the first word, fungal. Okay, because you know what I mean? I don't want you to write 5 words in these little spaces down here. So for whatever that one was, you'll see down here, if a word has 2 or 3 or 4 words in it, you would only write the first word for that one. And then I just go and I mark them, and you get a mark out of 128. Easy peasy. Okay, please, so the only thing there that you're going to hand in is you're going to hand in this page. So you're going to take a picture of it or a scan, and a clear, clean pic, not of it's lying on its side at a 45 degree angle and all that. Just take a nice, clear picture so I can see it of just this page, and then you will upload that to Blackboard. There will be a space there for you. And your name, student number, full name, full student number goes down here, and away you go. Nothing too crazy. Okay? So I'm just going to open up the screen here. Was there any questions on that? Oh, very good, Nicole. You're enjoying the assignment. My goodness, you're almost done. That's awesome. Yeah, this course is tough. It is. We have another quiz that goes out there today. It's on weeks 3 and 4. It's a tough course, man. You know what I mean? Anatomy, physiology, it's not easy. But this is the path there that you've chosen. And I tell you, it is a good path. Okay? And nothing ever in life is easy if you don't have to throw in some work. Because if it was easy, everyone would be doing it, right? So, oh, boy, the weather's changed out there. It's kind of chilly here in Barrie. So there's the assignment. Let me know if you guys have any issues. And you see, you're going to be like this course is all about like you're not even leapfrogging. You're multitasking leapfrogging. You've got an assignment that's out and it's due there the end of October on a topic. And then you have, today's class, which is on bones, which is awesome, by the way. You're going to have a lot of fun there today. And then you have a quiz that's going out on weeks 3 and 4. So do you see what's happening here? The learning is happening on many different planes. And not only are you learning about the course material, but you're learning how to juggle, okay, and multitask. And that's what it's all about. So, you guys just keep on kicking. You're doing great. Okay, the quiz 2 will go out there this afternoon. Hopefully a little earlier than last week, but you know what I mean, busy lives. But the quiz will go out. It'll look exactly the same as the last quiz, just on weeks 3 and 4 material. Okay, and the quizzes will, as we get down the line, the quizzes will get shorter and a little bit more difficult. Because I have to keep testing you, because the class average was pretty high. Class average was in the 80s. Hey, perfect. That means you're ready there to turn up the heat a little bit. And that's okay. That's all part of it. And I don't want you to get freaked out. I don't want you to get scared. You're doing all right. Just keep at it. I'm here. Shoot me an email if something is irritating you, bothering you. If I'm irritating or bothering you, for goodness sake, shoot me an email. Okay? All right. So there's no questions, or is there a question? Oh, yes. That's good. Okay, so we're okay there. Okay, well, I'm going to get going. If you guys need anything there from me, just give me a shout out, because I won't be able to see if you put your hand up or not. But other than that, let us go, shall we? All right. See how this one works here. Perfect. Okay, well, welcome to this is where we all start off. This is the springboard, okay? And what I mean by springboard, we only deal with organ systems from here on in. We deal with, and it's quite tedious actually. So please make sure that you're doing the readings, okay? Because, just doing the PowerPoints there, like I go and I highlight what's important, but reading the book, there's nothing ever replaces reading the textbook. So please make sure you're reading the textbook, because we have skeletal there this week, muscle there the week after, then we're into blood and lymphatic, and then cardiovascular, digestion, respiration, reproduction, endocrine, kidney. So every week from here on in. So welcome to it. This is the big show now. Okay, let's go. The skeletal system. That's where we're at. Here we're talking bones, bones, bones. Are bones alive? Yes, most definitely. Harley, go on. Go on, sit in your puppy house. You're scratching by the door. Beagles. Don't get a beagle. Yes, or if you do get a beagle, you'll have to put your garbage behind an iron cage. Yeah, I'll talk more about that later, or maybe I won't. Bones are very active. They are very alive. You have to understand that even though they deal with inorganic salts, they have an inorganic matrix, okay? Calcium and phosphate, these inorganic ions there, they compose most of the bones, but the bones are alive, and we'll show you this there. There's some great videos in here, so please make sure you watch these videos. I won't be presenting the videos here because of YouTube, but please pause the video whenever video is noted and watch it. Each bone is made up of several types of tissue. Okay, you've got bones, cartilage, dense connective tissue, blood, nervous. Is requested to annotate the shared content. Okay. No, sorry, I can't do that. What did I just do? Yeah. No, I don't want to do that. Okay, so I'm going to stop doing that, and then we'll start it again. Okay, so I don't want to annotate the... There we go. There we go. Good, let's go back here. So, each bone is made up of several different types of tissue. There's cartilage, dense connective tissue, blood, nervous. Absolutely. And you remember their definition of an organ system. It has to do at least 2 different functions. Oh yeah. Bones, muscle attachment, moving, protection, supporting soft tissue, right? Bones make blood, right? And also, you know, the whole idea there that Mom always said, you know, you drink your milk and eat your cheese there for, you know, calcium is good for your bones. Well, the bones actually act as a library, a depository. You know, if the blood calcium level keeps going up and up and up, we just don't throw that stuff out. All right, it's pretty important stuff. So instead of just throwing it out, what we do is we have to reduce the amount of blood calcium. And where does that calcium go? We throw it on the bones. Phosphate, all these other minerals there, if they get too high in the blood, throw them on the bones. And then when that blood calcium starts to drop, we start robbing the bones and dumping that calcium back in the blood. So that's we'll get into more details for sure, but to no further ado, let us go. Overview of the skeletal system there. We have the axial and appendicular skeleton. You'll see there that the axial skeleton, it is just the axial. Okay, and you'll see there it's just the head, spinal column, rib cage. There's no movement associated with here. Sure, we can move our head, but when I mean movement, I mean locomotion. Okay, you'll see here that the appendicular skeleton, it's from the shoulder girdle on down and then the pelvic girdle on down. It does not include the coccyx or the sacrum. Okay, that's associated there with the axial, okay, the spinal column. All right, but you'll see the appendicular skeleton, and when we break it up, it's about movement. Okay. The axial, that's where we're looking at right now. We're looking at about 80 bones, the skull, cranium, facial bones. Would you believe you have 14 bones in your face? Now, you see these bones here, you know, zygomatic bone, maxilla, mandible. The mandible is not attached, right? But all these other bones here are attached, and we'll show you how they're attached. It's quite odd, okay? When you're talking the flat bones there of the head. Auditory ossicle there in your ear, 6 bones. Okay, vertebral column, 26 bones. Okay, the thorax. Okay, think of a bug, right? Your thorax of a bug there. Here we're talking about the chest region, thorax, the lung. Okay, and there you have the sternum, 1 bone, and then your ribs. But your ribs there are composed of true ribs and floating ribs and false ribs, and we'll have a look at those. The appendicular skeleton, now we're looking at the locomotion side from the shoulder on down to the arm, to the fingers, and then the pelvis down to the toes. 126 bones. The pectoral girdle. Okay, here we're talking about the shoulder, your pecs. Okay, and yeah, next week there when we get into muscles, you're going to have to know the pectoral major, you know, your tricep, your bicep, your quadricep, gastrocnemius. Okay, because we deal with these muscles there when we get into breathing. Okay, you have breathing muscles there and then different muscles involved. So we'll get there. So the shoulder there, we've got the clavicle, which is your shoulder. Okay, this bone right in here, very painful there if you break it. Scapula, there's the flat bone in the back of the shoulder. I'll show you guys all these there. Humerus there, upper arm bone, ulna and radius, lower arm bones. Okay, carpals, these are wrist. Metacarpals, hand, and phalanges are fingers. Moving on down, pelvic girdle. Oh, what is going on here? Just stop. Really, that's going to keep going for the whole video. Wonderful. Pelvic girdle. Here we're talking the hip. Okay, you have the two big hip bones there, but then we get down into the leg. You have the femur, which is the upper leg, and then you have your patella, which is your kneecap, your fibula and tibia. Thus, you're composed of your lower leg. Oh my gosh, man. That is really, go to notifications. To continue, we'll need this. Oh my gosh, that's going to go the whole time. Sorry, I don't know how to turn that stupid notification off. Oh no. It's going to go through the whole video, I know it. Okay, anyway, we'll suffer through it. Tarsals, here we're talking the foot, the ankle, and this is metatarsals, and again, phalanges. You'll see there, phalanges, the same word for fingers and toes, because they're the same kind of bone. Okay? Bone tissue, dense matrix containing deposits of calcium salts. Okay, you're going to see there that there's calcium, there's phosphate, there's all these different inorganic salts. And it's salt, I don't mean, yeah, I do mean table salt. But the chemistry word for these kind of crystals that we utilize in our body, and we use them all, sodium chloride, calcium, all these different ones there, and we call them salts. It's a chemistry salt. Now, on our table, there's only one kind of salt. It's sodium chloride, okay? But we call that just salt. But there are other salts that we need that you don't find on the kitchen table. Collagen, the whole idea there that bones are hard. Oh yeah, but they have a twisty property to it. They have a tensile property. There's a bit of squishiness to them. Okay, and yeah, bones are 25% water. True enough. So there's and collagen as well. So there's a bit of flexibility. Okay, there's a bit of twist that they can handle. And you think there that these bones, the whole point there is when you are running, playing basketball, doing things like that, you are putting pressure on your bones. And the bones, they're not just these straight, cylinders. They're not just these straight pieces of, like a metal pipe. There's twisting to them. The shape of them is irregular. They'll have edges on them. They'll have grooves on them. And the bone itself will be twisted. And that's all part of dispersing force. Because if you have one force that meets another force on a bone, that now at that particular spot you have double the force. And that's where you could have a fracture. But the way the bones work, they're weird. And we'll show you some. And well, you have a look here. None of these bones here are perfectly straight. They may look straight from this angle, but they're not. If you look at them there on the back side, they're curved and all this because it's all about dispersing force from jumping around, right? And the force will come up the bone, and some of it will come off here, some of it will come off here, and therefore you're dispersing the force, you're dispersing the load, and you're keeping your bones safe. We'll get more into this as we go. Bones, bones, bones. You have long bones, like arms and legs, okay? The femur and the upper arm bones and lower arm bones. These are what we call long bones, okay? And it's all about weight bearing and dispersing that force, spreading that force so the bones don't fracture or shatter. Short bones, like in the wrist, okay? Those are called carpals. In the ankles, called tarsals. Okay, there's short, small bones there. Like there's some there, like the lunate and all these ones, which I'm not going into. Okay, but it's just a matter of. And you see look at the motion. Remember, think and never forget about your anatomy, physiology. Everything there that does a function in our body has an anatomy that incorporates and takes into account that function. And it's all about movement. The bones of the wrist and the ankle, they move, but there's not a lot of movement, right? That's as far as it goes. So all the bones there are just little bones there that just kind of touch each other, and they formulate this movement. Flat bones, like the skull, sternum, scapula, okay, on the pelvis girdle and the pelvic girdle there, they have a different function, different anatomy, different physiology. Irregular bones, like the mandible, vertebrae of the back. Strange, when we go and have a look at the vertebrae, they are the oddest of them all, okay? But the reason why they're odd is it's great for muscle, ligament, and tendon attachment. That's what I mean. These bones, the surface of these bones is not perfectly smooth, okay? There's going to be ridges and grooves, and it almost looks like, someone took some sandpaper to some part of the bone and then scratched it here and put a little ridge here. But you got to think, billions of years of evolution, if there's a ridge on a bone, it's there for a reason. It's probably for ligament, muscle, or tendon attachment. Okay? Sesamoid bone, these are free-floating bones. They don't really articulate. And there's a great word. You can just start it right there. Articulate. A-R-T-I-C-U-L-A-T. Articulate. It means two bones coming together. And when two bones articulate, you now have a joint. Articulate. Sesamoid bones do not articulate with any other bone. A good example there is the sesamoid bone here. We're talking the patella. And there's nothing there called a tendon. That is what we call a tendon. So please make the adjustment in your PowerPoint. Okay, very good. Let's go to it. Bone tissue. Now you see what we've done here is you've kind of taken a femur, a long bone, one of these guys right here, and you've just kind of, okay, you got a transverse plane, you've cut it in half, and you're looking down into the bone cavity, marrow. So that's kind of where we're at right now, and you'll see there that on the outside of the bone you have what's called compact, and you can see this compact bone. It's very tight. It kind of grows, I say it grows like, tree rings, if you cut a tree, but it doesn't. We don't grow a ring every year. It doesn't. But, this is how it goes, right? You'll see there that there's your blood vessels, okay? And there's nerve in there. There's, you can see them right there. And so the bone is alive, and you'll see there that the blood vessels are laid, and then the bone wraps around and wraps around and wraps around. Okay, and there's a good video there somewhere within the next couple slides there that you can pause this video and watch that one. But this is what we call compact bone. Okay, you'll see that these circles here, what we call a Haversian canal. And that's where the bone wraps around, okay, the blood vessels and the nerve right there. Makes up the bulk of the diaphysis of the long bone. We'll get into that. Protects, supports, and resistance to external stressors. Okay, very compact here. You'll see you have lacunas, osteocytes, osteoblasts, osteoclasts. We'll get into these ones right there. In the middle of the bone, okay, around the outside here, you have the periosteum, and this is your compact bone. So basically, bones, these long bones, are hollow. And you're thinking, how is that strong? Because you see here in the middle, we have spongy bone, where it's not as dense. Okay? This is what we call the medullary cavity. This is where, okay, the bone marrow is. Okay? And you see these little ridges and grooves here that are formed there by this spongy bone. We call this trabeculae, the spongy bone. And that's what, it's less organized here. Short, flat, irregular bones and epiphysis here. They're mainly composed of this spongy bone. It's lighter in weight, red bone marrow. Now you think there that, number one, a bone is not completely solid, because if you think there that if you have a solid metal pipe and then you have a hollow metal pipe, solid and a hollow one, two different examples, which one is stronger? You might want to say the solid metal pipe, but you're wrong. It's the hollow metal pipe that is actually a lot stronger. Okay, I don't want to get into the physics of it all, but trust me. So your long bones there, they're hollow in the middle. Okay, it makes them stronger. And in the middle there, in this medullary cavity, trabeculae, in the middle there, that's where the blood is made. Okay, we'll get into that. Here are just different structures and cells there that I'd like you guys to know. Okay, there's osteoblasts with a B. Osteoclasts with a C. Okay, we'll get into these there. Osteocytes. These are the big boss. They control these two right here, the osteoblast and osteoclast. Osteons. Okay, we've already seen these guys. Those are your osteons, those Haversian canals right here. These are these osteons, this whole circular envelopment there that circumvents the living tissue, blood vessels. And then you have these lamellae, which we'll get into there in a little bit as well. So let's have a look. Osteoblasts with a B. These guys here build bone. And this process there is called ossification. Okay? When you're talking os, that means bone. So osteoblasts with a B build bone. Okay? Bone-forming cells that secrete an unmineralized bone matrix, they're called an osteoid. Osteoid is made up of collagen and calcium-binding proteins. Collagen makes up about 90% of bone protein. Funny enough, eh? That's what I mean. There's a bit of squishiness to bone. Yes, bones are hard, but there's a bit of squishiness there that they can handle a little bit of torque. Osteoblasts are actively mitotic. Okay. Build bone tissue, produce scaffolding. The whole idea there that buildings are made by scaffolding, right? You've got beams and I-beams and pillars and all this. Bones are the same way. They need the same structural components, okay? And it all comes from protein. Take up minerals from the blood to make extracellular matrix. Hi.
Yeah.
Hi, I can hear you. If you guys just want to make sure that you're muted.
Redness, but there's no induration on nice and flat, so that's good. So that's negative.
Hi, hello. Can somebody please make sure that you are that is muted. There we go. Thank you. All right. So, osteoblasts build bone, right? When the blood calcium starts to get too high, we don't throw it out. We got to get that blood calcium lower, so where do we put it? We throw it onto the bones. Osteoblasts build bone. Osteoclasts degrade bone.
So that's it for today, and we'll see you again on Monday.
Hi.
Getting the vaccine today? No. Oh, next week. Yes. Next, yeah, we just want to make
hello.
sure.
Hello.
Next
okay,
TV
I'll have to.
that we're gonna do next week may.
Hi guys.
Showing positivity.
Somebody needs. Could I ask that everybody mute their screen, please?
Next. Okay, perfect. Sorry, what time is an appointment on Monday? Yeah, let's take a look. So Monday I have you coming in at 11. Okay.
I'm really sorry. I'll send this. Can everyone mute their screens, please?
Because at 1 p.m. she has her exam.
Okay, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop the video, and somebody's walked away from their screen and they're not even listening. So I'm going to stop the video, I'm going to stop the recording, and we'll have to log back in. Okay? Not cool. I'm not happy about this. I don't know who it is, but I'm going to stop the video. Okay? So you guys will have to log back in, and we'll start it all. I'll record. Okay. Thank you.
It doesn't take too long, right? For the 1 o'clock? No.